Hi, my name is Patrick. This video is for non-working professionals. So people are sitting at home and preparing for the CAT. And how do they prepare with the last 1 month to CAT? 1 month CAT preparation plan. So I have a separate video for working professionals or maybe people in college, but this is for people who are working professional, non-working professional who are not studying. So I'm assuming that you can devote 8 to 9 hours a day on weekdays and weekends. That is more than sufficient to prepare for CAT. Understand this 8 to 9 hours should not be at a stretch. It should be ample gaps in between, so your mind is fresh when you're preparing as such. So broadly, I've classified the days into a mock, practice session, revision session, and break. There are 4 classifications I've done. So considering that you have 1 month to go for the CAT, I've broken up into these particular days. I mean, technically 2 mocks a week. If you look at October, then November I've taken 3 mocks per week, assuming that you're comfortable with your fundamentals, everything. So 3 mocks per week in the month of November, and then maybe in the month of December, in the month of last week of November, 1 week before the CAT, 1 month is sufficient. I mean, 1 mock is sufficient. Need not overdo it. That's what you can. Even if you don't write a mock in the last week, is perfectly all right. Right. Initially, the focus is more of practice. Over a period of time, I see you need to focus more on revision sessions. So as in when you come closer to the exam, your revision becomes more important. Revision is mainly revision of your mocks that you've already given. So when you write your mocks, make a couple of page of data on it, I mean your feedback on your mocks, so that you can revise it when you're going again. So again, classifying. So when you're doing mocks on the day of mock, you obviously write 2 hours of mock. Your analysis will take 3 to 4 hours of analysis. Let's say 4 hours of analyzing the mocks. So 2 hours to write a mock, same morning, then 4 hours of analysis. Okay, once you know the time of your mock, you can write the mock on the time slots of your actual exam. Then maybe 1 to 1.5 hours of reading. I mean, reading is very important. I normally say that most essential part of your preparation is reading. So ensure that you don't skip reading. And if you have the energy and the time, then you can solve 2 sets of DLR and 5 questions of maths. Because you already solved DLR and maths in the mock. But if you have a time and you want to practice a little bit, you can do that 2 sets of DLR and 5 questions of mathematics. And maybe spend little bit time on calculations. If you have time, you can solve a puzzle. And this is what your broad plan should be with the day of the mock. On the other days, when you're practicing, I mean, this is the days when you practice. So reading time will slightly increase to 2 hours of reading. I mean, I've kept a separate video on what to read and how to read that you can go through it. Right? 6 to 10 sets of DLR every day, 2.5, whatever, how many sets you can solve in 2.5 hours. So if you take 15 minutes per set, it will give you 10 sets to solve. If you take more time, you may solve less sets. But don't take more than 20-25 minutes per set, including looking at a solution. Doesn't make sense to stretch a lot of time on a set, because you need to be able to leave difficult sets quickly. Similarly, 20 to 30 questions of mathematics, around 2.5 hours of mathematics, right? Then practice VA, verbal ability, pick up questions on verbal ability and practice, the parajumbles, fill the blanks, etc. 15 minutes of calculation, again, you can do a puzzle if you require. As such. This is the broad days. When you practice, days of practice you can spend this. Days of revision, again 2 hours of reading is important. Now instead of practicing max and DLR, what you can do is either revise your previous mocks. Go back to your previous mocks, check out what are the important pointers you've written, and check anything that is important question that you can go through. Similarly, concept revision, go back to your concepts and revise a few concepts, something which you find a little difficult, etc. Okay, some areas of times which I'm not comfortable, I'm going wrong in the exam, let me revise those concepts. Okay, and 3 to 4 sets of DLR, okay, 1 hour, and 10 to 15 questions of max for 1 hour, and 15 minutes of calculation and puzzle if you have time. So this is what you can do on a revision days. Giving you broad. Obviously, you will not do everything at a stretch. Take gaps. Maybe early morning you can read, or then later on you can do DLR, then again do max, then again do revision. Keep on doing it with ample breaks in between. On a break day, you need not do anything. Just do 2 hours of reading. Maybe a couple of sets of DLR for 30 minutes is sufficient. Calculations and puzzles. That's all. I mean, don't do anything extra or high amount of preparation. Just take a break. The idea of break is to, to rejuvenate yourself as such. Just before you mock, just break. If you want, you can take a break. Now that is optional. I mean, I've given a rough plan with regards to it. It's a rough plan. You can follow this. You can do your own plan, whichever you want, the way you want. One day before the CAT, I said rest. I mean, maybe you can do reading. We'll come back to that 1 day before CAT, what you need to do. I'll have a separate video for it. but this is a broad plan that you can follow as far as your preparation is concerned, right? Right. I hope this helps. We do have courses for quant and DLR workshops and practice sessions and advanced videos. If you feel that you require, your scores are not improving and you want practice sessions, you can contact us for the same. We do also have SNAP and ZAT workshop post the CAT exam. You can contact us, go to prep.patrick.com for the same, or email us at support@coinacademy. All the best.